7 kids, 7 different baby daddies. And I do receive $3,000, $3,000 in EBT food stamps.
There's this Walmart employee who works in online orders and says that business at Walmart is so incredibly low. There's nothing to do because there's no more EBT payments. EBT right now, or food stamps, are being paused because of the government shutdown, but it also will be having a permanent funding cut, almost 50%, because let's be real, there's so many people on EBT and food stamps where they shouldn't be on that because they're living in their 20s and 30s, they're able-bodied, but choose not to work, get food stamps because it's so easy to get food stamps. But at the same time, entire Walmart departments wouldn't exist without EBT is insane in my opinion. These guys are so bored, they're ordering Burger King to fill their time. That's how bad things are getting. If you check this out, a lot of Americans on EBT and different welfare programs say they're a part of the resistance. Because this couple says people act like work is some sort of moral achievement, but it's really not. And that's crazy. The fact that there's so many people in their literal 20s that choose not to work, whatever the belief is, and just want to mooch off of the taxpayers and food stamps and the welfare system because it's so easy to get, is pretty wild to me. Okay? And says our EBT card, that's community redistribution, baby. And that's pretty wild to me. Check out some of these videos.
If they cut your food stamps off, you go in the store and steal, and then you get arrested, and now your kids ain't got no food or no parent. How does that solve the problem exactly? Not to mention that now it's going to be on your record for shoplifting and stealing. And more than likely, if you were on food stamps, you probably not making a lot of money to begin with if you working at all. And the jobs that you work are entry-level jobs that would be concerned about somebody having stealing and shoplifting on their record. So again, you telling us what you're going to do, why would we care? That's not going to affect us. That's going to affect you. You think these stores really care that you're stealing the stuff? Not really. They got insurance for that. But you will be the one to deal with the consequences that come with stealing the stuff. Y'all wanting us to feel bad for a lot of y'all. We don't, because we out here having to buy food every day with our own money that we work for. So why are you any different than us? Why is it that we have to buy food, but you don't? You want us to feel bad for something that we have to do too. A lot of the main ones who are doing all this complaining, you be selling them food stamps. You probably don't even be using most of them. And when you do, you go to the store and buy a bunch of junk food and stuff that your kids probably shouldn't be eating in the first place. Having seafood boils every other day. Eating real good off the government. That same government that y'all hate so much. All right? That same one that y'all hate so much until it come down to you getting free benefits from them. I ain't never seen people who hate a system so much that they benefiting from. All right, you hate it so much, yet you benefit off of it. And when they cut you off, said benefits from the government that you hate, you upset about that. There are some people that I feel bad about losing their benefits. And those are the people who haven't abused the system. But some of y'all who've been abusing the system, you won't work, you won't do nothing, all for the sake of being able to live off of the system. No, I don't feel bad for you.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Rakah, Quadash. Double. So, yeah, there we go. I had to double check it was on. So, I'm going to start over. So, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Rakah, Quadash. Double honors to apostles of the GMS, and sincere Shalom to the brothers out here pushing this truth and sincerity. And what of course it's in the title itself. You saw it for yourself that Walmart's empty. She does bring up a lot of good points as well, especially since the whole EBT thing has been the pride of these women, except for the ones that don't abuse it. But see, that's the thing is, back then I didn't know that you can use EBT for other things aside from food, because I won't lie, I had it at one point because I didn't make anything due to certain other problems. But I used it for food, things I needed. These people are using it for all sorts of things, including, um, for example, hair products, nails, buying TVs, using on car payments, all sorts of stuff. And these people getting 3K to 6K, some of them getting 10,000 in food stamps. Meanwhile, for the men that try to get it, they get like what, 300? And I guess it probably depends on also which state you're in as well. But this has been an accessible thing that's been easy for these people. Why? Because he done submitted to Esau. Why? Because he comes with the problem and then creates a solution. This is all Esau's big game anyways. But this is something we've been telling these people won't last long anyways. Even if they was to bring this back just a tad bit, the next time this crash, you ain't getting no food stamps. Hell, Social Security might be gone too. So I'm gonna start off with Judges 10 and 14. It says, "Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen, let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation." And see, actually, when you go into that, especially since we've been telling these people back then that all these stuff that makes these people comfortable is going to flip. It's not going to be a thing no more. So when you go into reading this, as far as Judges 10 and 14, back then Israelites was choosing to worship gods of surrounding nations, such as Balaam, Ashtaroth, Moab gods, Syrian gods, Philistine gods, you name it. And to even go into some of these, actually, now that I pulled some of this up, of course, you can read the scriptures as well. This is just to get to the point. The god Balaam, or which is plural for Baal, is a common Canaanite storm and fertility god. You got Ashtaroth, the goddess of love, fertility, war in the ancient Near East. So this is the same thing that's going on today. It's no different from now. Our people are serving unto these other gods, or unto Esau specifically. Why? Because he preach about love, money. You could do what you want, which goes into that liberty word, which is sexual freedom, to do anything you want to do. So with that, Esau had our people captivated. Now he says, ditch your husbands, have an EBT card, have a credit card. You want to make money? Go ahead and get your careers and all this other stuff, which is, I guess, fine for in this time, because you need people to maintain a household at this point. But for the people that don't work, when the scriptures tell us to work, that's where the problem kicks in. You're relying on the stuff that Esau gives you. And we have the saying, use the world, don't abuse it. Sure, you could take advantage of what you need to get by in the society, but to actually rely on it and to worship it, and that's what these people having a problem with, is that now they're going into stores and breaking into stores because they're upset that their EBT been cut off when they could just go ahead and work. Now, I'm gonna get. Actually, I wanted to go into the whole EBT thing as well, because when you type it in, it asks how much has EBT shutdown affected America. It says the recent EBT SNAP shutdown had a significant impact on America, including immediate hardship for millions of families and broader economic effects. Some states were forced to issue partial or no benefits, leading to increase of demands at food banks, while others took state-level action to prevent complete cutoff. Now, humanitarian impacts as increased hunger and food insecurities, strained charitable food sectors, because that whole thing where certain states, or specifically DC, is doing the whole thing where they hand out food, but they was running low now, so they can't maintain it. So with this, the thing is, a lot of people don't know how to come together in this place because this place teaches you selfishness, to make it on your own, which is fine to make it on your own. But unlike Ishikar, the Mexicans that know how to, work together, the people here that are naturally born here, don't know how to do that. They don't know how to come together. If something happens, they won't go back to, band together and like, we got to figure out a living arrangement. No, they just screwed one way or another. So that leads to a whole multiple problems. That's why people are panicking. They don't know what to do. They talking about all sorts of crazy ideas and saying that we're going to fight to get our EBT back. It won't matter because once this place start hitting the ringer, what you going to really do? When they say the dollar's no more good, what you going to do? I mean, it's going to lead to the same result, riots, which is already happening now. It's just on a smaller scale. But New York's getting hit with a bunch of stuff because of all the shit that's happening. I mean, a lot of states are going through it, but not like New York is, right? So this is 2 Peter 2:13. Actually, yep. It says, and shall receive the reward of unrighteousness, as they count it pleasure to riot in the daytime. And this is what you're basically getting on a daily basis now. People are angry, upset, trying to find new ways to, get what they need. But now with these people, these EBT queens, now they're throwing a whole nother type of fit. Because they're going on social media, which I can't say I'm surprised, but it's the most dumbest thing you could do, is to brag that you're getting all this money from EBT, and then when they find out, they take it from you, and then you end up homeless because you done used it on buying a house. The stupidity of these EBT queens just gets further and further. And these are coming from the same people, as she mentioned, that talks about hating the government, but relies on it at the same time. Something we've been saying for a while as well. Like, how do you, like, you talk, the hypocrisy is on a whole nother level. You hate the government. You want their benefits that they get handed out. You talk trash about how everything going on, but you want this place to prosper. But without the government. How does that work? It's just a whole bunch of nonsense with this place. This is why this place is called the land, Babylon, the land of confusion. Because there's nothing but confusion in this society. Here you can worship every god. Here you can be anything you want to be. Here you could be the EBT queen. Here you could just, it's a whole mess of things, and it gets nowhere. So be prepared for more of your EBT to be permanently shut down. Your benefits, anything you could think of, whether it be SSI, SSDI, even your jobs be shutting down. We've been saying it for the longest. This is just a small portion of it. So, actually, I'm going to continue reading this last part. It says, sports they are, and blemishes, sporting themselves with their own deceivings while they feast with you. Because, like before, and I mentioned it before, you had the 2015 Baltimore riot. Before that, we was talking about be prepared to see the military and all this other stuff. Then when it actually happens, oh, y'all preaching the right stuff. We get a whole bunch of people coming up saying we preaching the right stuff. Once the martial law kicks off, I mean, it's dies down. They take off the whole thing. Everybody goes back to their normal lives. So just like this, you're gonna have people coming up to us about EBT, or when things really start kicking off, you're gonna have even more people coming up about the stuff that we talk about until the famine of the word. Then they ain't gonna find us because by then it's already too late. So that's all I wanted to go into, to show you how much of a panic the pride of these women is pretty much falling. But the panic of people all across Babylon is really shaking up over over something technically small. But it goes to show you how reliant that these people are onto Esau, and how easy it is to get these people to take the MTOB. So, Lord willing, with that, this was edifying. With that, shalom.